Hello, all. Welcome to Karen Mudra. Myself Ramnath. Had an 5 years experience of teaching profession in reputed engineering college. Currently working as a data scientist. Okay, for a couple of years in Mudra Software Services. Okay, this is a small intro about me. So now let's get into the topic. Okay, so welcome to the world of data scientist. And these are the topics that we are going to be covered as a part of the session. Why data science and what is data science, where is data science used, and who's called data scientist, process in data science, programming languages used in data science, what is the scope of data science in the coming future, and what is the job market. So these are the content we are going to see in this session. Okay, so before entering into the data science, first we should know what is the meaning of data. Data is a distinct piece of information. Okay, it's just a piece of information. It is usually formatted in a special way. Okay, so this data has been divided into three types. Okay, mainly that is one is raw data, another one is structured data, and unstructured data. What do you mean by raw data? So information that has been collected without any format. Okay, for example, if I'm giving a piece of paper to you and just telling you to write your name and the other details, I'm just telling you to fill the details without any format. Okay, and that is collected, so that is called as a raw data. Then what do you mean by structured data? Okay, structured data is a thing that has been collected with a specific format. Okay, for as of in data science we can tell we'll be using the Excel. Okay, Microsoft Excel format and CSV, that is comma separated format. Okay, so these are the types of structured data format. And what do you mean by unstructured data? Okay, from the word itself you can see the meaning unstructured data. Okay, so the data without any specific format is known as unstructured data. So if for example we can see some of the examples of unstructured data that are it's in like a audio format, video format, and social media posting. Okay, so as of now we have seen what is the meaning of data and what are the types of data that has been used. Okay, so main thing is structured and unstructured data in the part of the data set. Okay, so now let's get into the topic. What is called data science? Okay, data science is the science of deriving insights from data using statistics, machine learning, and other techniques. Okay. You can see we have to derive the insights of data. So we have to extract the things what is behind in the data, what is there in the data. So how we are going to extract? Okay, with the use of statistics, machine learning, and other techniques. What comes in the mind of statistics? Okay, as a data scientist, so one must learn, okay, the basic statistics, that is basic mathematics. So what is the use of statistics, machine learning? Okay, we'll be seeing right now. Okay, statistics, it's not a very complicated thing. So just we want to know how the data behaves. Okay, for that we must know the basic statistics. For example, we can say I think all would have heard of mean, median, mode, standard deviations, variances, a range. Okay, so we have to find the details, all these details in the data as a data scientist, and we have to get some insights from the data, Okay, and we'll be seeing how it is being distributed. It is normally distributed. Okay, the data has been how it has been distributed. So these are the some of the points that comes under the statistics thing. What is called machine learning? Okay, machine learning. So what is the main part of machine learning is we'll be using algorithms. Okay, machine learning algorithms. So this is the most important part of the data science. Okay, so we'll be using certain machine learning algorithm for our prediction or forecasting the things. Okay, in the machine learning we will have two types, that is supervised machine learning and unsupervised machine learning. So based upon the headings, okay, I am not going deep into the topic. Based upon the headings, that is supervised, we have a specific types of algorithm over there. When it goes into the unsupervised technique, okay, we have certain amount of algorithms out there. Okay, so this is the part of the machine learning. So The main point is to derive an insights from the data. Okay, that is called data science. So below you can see, okay, there is a data science life cycle. Okay, so totally in a data science life cycle we have a 7-step process. Okay, so I'll be explaining you each one by one. So now let's see, okay, what are the things are there in data science life cycle. One is business understanding, next is data mining, data cleaning, data exploration, feature engineering, predictive modeling, and data visualization. So these are the 7 steps of data science. We will be seeing each one by one. Okay. What do you mean by business understanding? Okay. So when you're starting, okay, we can as when you're starting a new project, okay, new project according to the data science. Okay. So what is the motto? What is the objective of the project? Okay, we have to understand, okay, which type of project, in which area the project has been assigned. So we have to gain the business understanding from the client. Okay, we have to ask the relevant questions and define the objective of the problem that needs to be tackled. Okay, that is the part of business understanding. Then what do you mean by data mining? So data mining and data cleaning, okay, there will be a slight relation between data mining and data cleaning. What do you mean by data mining? Data mining is a gather and scrap the data necessary for the project. Okay, as a data scientist, so we have to gather the as much of data what we needed for our project, and we have to scrap the data necessary. Okay, what are the important data that are necessary for the project to be proceeded. So that process has been done in data mining technique. What do you mean by data cleaning? Okay, this is the most important part. What is data cleaning? So data cleaning is to fix the inconsistency within the data and handle the missing data. Okay, so we'll be getting the data with some missing values, and some inconsistency of the data will be there. Okay, so as a data scientist, this is the important part. Okay, if it's this data is needed or not. Okay, if there is any missing values in that, so we have to rectify. Okay, we have to do the analysis and we have to rectify the missing values with the help of the tools. Okay, the programming languages that we are going to see is R and Python. With the help of the tools we have to rectify the inconsistency of the data and the missing values of the data. Okay, this is the process of data cleaning. So what do you mean by data exploration? Okay, this is the most important thing. So we have to explore the data. What do you mean by exploration? So we have to explore the data means uh, as of up to the uh, point number 3 we have cleaned the data. In this point number 4 we are going to explore the data, that is visualize and analyze the data. Okay, this is the most important part. Okay, there will be a 2 times we will be doing the visualization part, that is in the step number 4 and step number 7. But there is a major difference between these two. Okay, because before doing the modeling step, that using the machine learning technique, so up to the data we have to see, okay, how the trend of the data is there. Okay, and which data is being in the higher range, which data is in lower range. So we have to do the some of the explorations. Okay, all would have known about the bars, histograms, scatter plots, pie charts. Okay, with the amount of data we have to see the trend of the data and we have to analyze. Okay, which data is most important, which is not needed for our project. Okay, we have to explore the data with the visualization and analyze the data. So that is the point number 4. What it comes for feature engineering. Okay, this is the most important one. After analyzing the data with the visualization, so from that, okay, from the data what we have gained from that part number 4, so we have to do the feature engineering process. We have to select the important features and construct more meaningful ones using the raw data that we have. Okay, we have to get more insights as a data scientist. So and we have to do which are the data to be needed to be carried over for the predicting the modeling process. Okay, that has to be done in the point number 5, that is called feature engineering. What is predictive modeling? Okay, this is the important step. Here comes the process called machine learning. Okay, we will be using certain machine learning algorithms based upon the data we have. Okay, we have a continuous data we have and discrete data we have. Based upon the data we have to analyze the model. Okay, we have to train the machine learning models and evaluate the performance and use them to predict the things. Okay, so that has to be done in the sixth step. So this is the most important thing. After that we have another data visualization process is there. What is the difference? Okay, I've already told what is the difference between data exploration and data visualization. That has been done without doing the predictive modeling technique, the fourth step. What is seventh step? Okay, after doing the predictive modeling technique, okay, so we have to communicate the findings with the key of stakeholders using the plots and interactive visualizations. Okay, as of we have analyzed, that is using the predictive modeling technique, we have analyzed the process. From that thing we have to visualize the things. Okay, how that trend has been changed. Okay, is that helpful for us to do the business. Okay, as of from the business understanding up to the part from the first step to the seventh step. Okay, we have done a certain processes. Okay, so in the seventh step only we have to decide whether, okay, this process can be done or not. Okay, to the clients, what we have get from the business understanding, that is the business objective from the clients. Okay, for this thing the data visualization is the important part. Okay, this data visualization can be done, okay, with the help of the programming called R, Python, and there is some of the another visualization tools are there also. Okay, we'll be seeing in the coming slides. Okay, so this is the um, data science life cycle and the meaning of data science. So next we'll be seeing typical job duties for data science. I think I have already told what are the points. Okay, we have to collect the large amount of unruly, that is unruly means unstructured data, transform into more usable format. Okay, we have to solve the business related problems. And I on the another thing is the programming languages. Okay, we are going to use R and Python. These are the two different types of programming languages that will be used in data science. So we have to have the solid graph of statistics, statistical test, and distributions. Okay, I have already told about the normal distribution, mean, mode, median. Okay, so these are the some of the things that are the some of the typical job duties for the data science. So next important thing is why data science. Okay, so I have already told, so most abundant thing today is data. Okay, so we have lot of sources. Okay, where we are getting the millions and trillions of data every day. Okay, as of the data has been collected. Okay, whichever sources. Okay, whichever sources the data has been collected. So there will be a usage of data science in the world. Okay, so that's the most important. As long as the data is collected, there will be duty for a data scientist. Okay, so we are going to some of the stats. Okay, the amount of data we produce every day is truly mind-boggling. So almost 4.57 billion people have been very active internet users as of April 2020. Okay, April 2020, 4.57 billion were active internet users are there in the world. Okay, this stat has been increased 83 percentage in the past 5 years. Okay, in just the past 5 years, this is all because of the usage. Okay, high usage of the smartphones and the laptops in the world. This much amount of data has been created. Then all will be having, okay, the question why we want to learn data science. Okay, there's the fuel of 21st century. So fuel means, so fuel, here comes the data. I have told, okay, where are the data has been collected. So all now in almost all the fields the data has been collected. So that is the part of fuel of 21st century. And problem of demand and supply. So from the data we have collected, where there will be, okay, as a data scientist there will be what is the demand. Okay, what is the demand we have and how much supply we have to do. So this is the part of a data science thing. That is a problem of demand and supply. And lucrative career, okay. But data science is a lucrative career, means there will be a high much profit, okay. In the career development, you will have the salary hike will be great with the amount of experience you have. You can earn up to 11 to 12 lakhs per annum with the experience of 4 to 5 years, okay, in the data science field. So as I've already told, data science is changing the world and data science is the future. Okay. So this is why we want to learn the data science. So now we are going to see the some of the stats. How much data do we create every day? Okay. You are going to see some of the things which will be truly mind-boggling. So one is we for every second, okay, for every second, 40,000 searches have been done in the Google for every second. So for per day, it has been calculated as 3.5 billion searches has been done in the Google per day. So this searches has been conducted, okay, 77% of searches are conducted on the Google. So in the Google itself, it's a part of a search engine, okay. Other than that, we have a Bing is there, okay. So those are some of the other search engines. So worldwide there will be 5 billion searches a day. So the nether stats tells that over 2.5 quintillion bytes of data are created every single day in the world, okay. Over 2.5 quintillion data. So as of 2020, it is estimated that 1.7 MB of data will be created every second for every person on the earth, okay. Will be using 1.7 MB of data, okay, for every second for every person on the world, okay. So just you can just imagine, okay, how many people are using the internet every day, and you can see how much amount of data will be collected, okay, for every day. So there is some of the small stats over there, okay. A minute on the internet in 2019, okay, for 60 seconds, okay, how many amount of data, okay, for in social medias that have been created, okay. We are getting 3.8 million requests in the Google, 1 million people are logging in the Facebook, 4.5 millions are being watching videos, and 3,47,000 scrolls has been done on Instagram. 87,500 people are there in the Twitter. So these are some of the stats, okay. 46,000 posts have been new post has been done in the Instagram for a minute, okay. You can just imagine, okay, just imagine how much data that has been collected day by day. So this is how the data has been created every day, and why there is large amount of hype, okay, in the data science, okay. The IBM predicts, okay, IBM predicts the that will soar, okay. Data science will soar by soar means it keep on rising high, okay, fly, okay, it keep on rising, soar by 28% by 2020. So data scientist role has been gone up, that grown over 650 percentage since 2012, okay. This is some of the stats, 650 percentage. But currently only 35,000 people in the US have data science skills, with while hundreds of companies are hiring for the roles. So there is an other career path also we can choose, that is machine learning engineer, big data developer, okay. These are some of the other uh, careers that can be used as a part of a data scientist. So data science gives you a career flexibility, okay. This is the thing, because when as a part of data science, R programming will be there, Python programming will be there, machine learning algorithms, and visualization tool Tableau, Power BI. So these are some of the tools of visualization, okay. So as of when you are get well versed in some of the part, means you can be a R developer, you can be a Python developer also, okay. As of you can see, we can be machine learning engineer also, okay. So this is the some of the career flexibility that you can get in the part of data science. So this is why the hype is high when compared to the other field. So now we can see where is data science used? Okay, this will be the questions for more people. Okay, as of I have been telling data, so there will be the okay question where the data science is used. Okay, it is almost in all the industries. Okay, because all the industries have been using the internet obviously. So where are the internet has been there, there will be the collection of data will be there surely. So some of the fields are will be using in traveling, healthcare, marketing field, social media, automation, and credit card insurance are there. Okay, so I will be giving 2 to 3 examples. Okay, in which field how they are using. So when the part of healthcare, okay, there is a word called disease prediction. You can just imagine, okay, how the data science the play a role in healthcare as a part of disease prediction. Okay, so disease prediction, for example, you can take okay any one person, we are having the data of that person that we have to predict. Okay, as a data scientist, we have to predict that this person will get a diabetics or not. Okay, is it possible? Yes, is it possible. So as of data are collected, okay, we have to play the data with the process I have told, data mining, data cleaning techniques, and we have to visualize the data. And with the help of some prediction algorithms, okay, that is machine learning algorithms, there is a possibility that we can we can get the results. Okay, that this person will get a diabetics or not. Okay, with the certain amount of accuracy. Okay, in the model prediction, we can predict that this person will get a disease, that diabetics or not. And another thing is medical image analysis. Okay, I think you can see medical image analysis is a process. It's like a X-ray or a scanning process. Okay, so there's a procedure of detecting the tumors and other things with the help of the machine learning methods, and it helps us to predict the disease, okay, as accurately as possible. Okay, uh, like tumors or cancer. Okay, so we can predict the diseases with the medical image analysis also. Okay, so this is how the healthcare plays the major role in the data science field. Okay, when we go for social media, okay, all the we can think of internet search. So in the when we think of internet search, will be Google. Okay, right. So there are other searches also, Yahoo, Bing, okay, Ask. Okay, these are some of the other search engines in the world. So as of the searches, including the Google, when you make of with the help of certain data science algorithm, we'll be able to give the best results. So for example, when you're going to search some something in Google, for example, you can take cricket score. Okay, when you're going to see a live cricket score, okay, when you go and search, okay, CRI, you can see the some of the suggestions below. Crick score, okay, crick info, crick bus. These are the some of the score updating websites. Okay, we can. So how we are getting the suggestion? So with the help of the machine learning algorithms, the Google has been predicting and giving us the suggestion. And another example you can take is the Amazon. Okay, for Amazon, when you are going and searching some products in the Amazon, for example, you can take headphones. Okay, you are going to and searching some headphones in that website, in the Amazon website, and you are coming back from the website. So when you get into the Facebook or some other website, you can just see the ad. Okay, that is prompting at the screen that you are searching for a this type of headphones over there in the Amazon website, or you willing to buy. So this all the things has been done with the help of the data science algorithm. So this is how the data science has been used very much efficient in some of the fields. Okay, and you can see the self-driving cars. Okay, all of you know self-driving cars and pilotless aircrafts and all. So this all has been done with the amount of data that I've collected with the machine learning algorithms. There's all the things has been done in the data science to an most effective way with the good amount of accuracy level in the fields. Okay, so this is how the data science has been used in the various fields. Now we can see who is called as data scientist. Okay, that will be the most important question. Okay, as I've already told, we have to know something about statistics and how we have to do the data processing, and I have told about the machine learning. Okay, so that's a part of mathematics and domain expertise. Okay, what do you mean by domain expertise? Domain expertise is a thing. So if you're getting any project, okay, any project, before getting into the project, we have to get as much knowledge, okay, as much domain knowledge regarding regarding the project that we are going to do as a data scientist. So domain expertise is the important part. Okay, so when we know about the domain only, we can, okay, analyze the data. Okay, so this data is important recording this domain, so this data is unnecessary for this domain. So like that, we have to become a domain expertise. And I have already told computer science. Okay, so computer science plays the major role in data scientist life. So there's no need, not much knowledge regarding the computer science is needed. Okay, who are willing to participate from any other domain also, is it easy? Okay, as long as you are comfort with doing the processes in data science, there is not much need of computer science. Okay, so surely you can learn, okay, the amount of things we have. So this is called as a data scientist. How do top industry players use data science? Okay, this is the most I have already told. Google, Amazon and Visa has been using the data science in a very effective manner. How they are using? Okay, so Google is far more the biggest company that is hiring the trained data scientists. Okay, because of the it is mostly a data science driven company and artificial and machine learning these days. So this is how the data science has been data scientist has been used most efficiently by the Google. So Amazon, as I've already told, okay, how they are using the data scientist to an efficient manner, that we'll be getting the product. I have already told in the last slide, okay, how the in the social digital marketing field, okay, that I have told in Amazon uh, application example. Okay, this is how the data scientist is to find the customer mindset. This is how the data Amazon has been using the data scientist. And next thing is Visa. So Visa is the financial gateway for the most of the companies. So it has been using, okay, millions of transaction every single day. So as a data scientist, there is a huge amount to generate the revenue, and mainly how they are using data scientists is to find the fraudulent transactions. Okay, they are going to check the fraudulent transactions and customize the product and services as per the customer requirements. So this is how the top industry has been using data scientists to a most efficient manner. So this is the most important point. How the problems are solved in data science. Okay, there is a small flow chart over there. So I'll be explaining each each one from the real world. Okay, from the real world. Okay, from the clients. Okay, we are going to get the raw data. Okay, raw data is collected. Okay, depending upon the raw data, we have to see how the data is there. Okay, we have to see it's a structured data, unstructured data. If it is unstructured data, as a data scientist, we have to uh, do some of the insights about the data, and we have to convert unstructured data to a structured data. Okay, this process has been done in the first step, and data is processed and data has been cleaned. Okay, so I have already told what is the need of cleaning the data. So there will be some unnecessary unruly data will be there. So we have to clean the data, and we have to make the sum of the missing values. Okay, if that row or column is needed, we have to find it. Okay, whether it's needed or not. So this process has been done in the third step, that is cleaning the data. Then comes exploratory data analysis. Okay, this is the most important part. I would told, okay, data exploration. We have to explore the data, that is to visualize the data. After cleaning the data, we have to visualize the data, how the data behaves. So this has been done in data exploratory data analysis process. What is next thing? That is machine learning algorithms and statistical model. So machine learning algorithms, I have already told, we have certain amount of machine learning algorithms for based upon the data. Okay, based upon the data, as a data scientist, we have to get the knowledge. Okay, we have to decide which algorithm should be used for this process. So this is in the hand of data scientist, and based upon the data we have to decide which machine learning algorithm suits better. Okay, then comes the next step, that is communicate, visualization and report finding. Okay, you have to find a report that after the doing the machine learning algorithms. Okay, we will not be not doing the single machine learning algorithms as of while doing the project. Okay, while doing the project, so we will not we should not stop with one specific algorithms. Okay, uh, record as of I have already told about supervised and unsupervised. Okay, the there will be a certain amount of algorithms will be there. There will be 3 to 4 algorithms will be there for a single type of data. So we have to do all the types of algorithms, and from that, okay, with the amount of accuracy what we are getting to a good level, so we have to decide, so this algorithm suits this project better than the algorithm. So like that, we have to, as a data scientist, we have to predict the things. So after this process, we have to visualize the thing, or how the data has behaved after the doing the machine learning algorithms. From this many steps, we have to make decisions. Okay, we have to make decisions that this can be proceeded, or this is good or not. As I've already told, okay, this patient will get a diabetics or not. Okay, we have to make the decision based upon the visualization and the report finding. So this is how the problems are solved in the data science. Okay, so I've already told, we have to, I'll be explaining each one by one. Okay, we have to frame the problems. The first thing is, before solving the problem, you have to exactly define what is the problem and what is the able to translate the questions in something actionable. Okay, so we have to question the collect the data. What is the collect? Next step is collect the raw data needed for your problem. Okay, once you have defined, okay, what is the what we are after deciding the problem, you have to collect the data and you have to get the insights from the data, as to find the solutions for the problems. So that is the second step. Then is data preparation. So as I've already told, we'll have some errors in the data, missing values will be there. So there is some steps called normalization. Okay, there'll be some outliers will be there. Okay, this is the words. Okay, most of the words has been used as from the data science field. Okay, that is outlier, normalization. So this steps has been done in data preparation. As I already told, you want to explore the data, that is to get some insights. Okay, with the visualization part. Next is model building. Okay, this is the most important step, is model building. With your data cleaned and formatted, you will have an opportunity to explore a varieties of model which works best. Okay, I've already told, in the machine learning algorithms, we'll have a certain amount of algorithms will be there, models will be there. So we have to find, okay, which model suits better with the amount of accuracy level. Okay, there is no one model that fits all. Okay, so there will be not a single model that fits for all. Okay, based upon the data, that's the most important thing. Based upon the data, as a data scientist, we have to fix which model suits for this process. So then we have to validate that model to get the prediction accuracy in the things. Okay, then is model deployment. Okay, finally you have to deploy your model into the world. Okay, as you gather the more data and the feedback, how the data has been working, and you have to start explaining the reason, okay, how it performs with the older demographics. Okay, how the data how behaved and how this has been behaving. Okay, that will be behaved after this. So this is the most important step, that is the model deployment. Okay, then comes the important thing, that is what are the programming languages. Okay, what are the programming languages used in data science. Okay, I have already told, in data science the two most important programming languages are R and Python. So R and Python are a state state of the art, okay, in terms of the programming languages oriented towards the data science. Okay, learning both of them, of course, is the ideal solution, because um, some may be some may get and more insights from R programming, some may get insights from Python programming. Okay, so there is a most important need to learn both R and Python. Okay, that's the most important thing. So R and Python have become most favorite languages for data science and data analyst. Okay, with this I have already told, we can use these used the R and Python for statistical modeling, data analysis, and visualizations. Okay, so these are some of the steps of data science that can be used with the help of this programming languages Python and R. So this is the programming language used in data science. Now we are going to see some points about what is R. Okay, R is a language that has been named after Ross Eka and Robert Gentleman. Okay, they both together developed the R in 1995 at the University of Auckland. So R is popular for statistical modeling, and that is being used in statistics and data scientists. So R is mainly used for data analysis tasks, requires standalone computing or analysis on the individual servers. So it is used for implementing statistical learning. So apart from this, we have certain other things also can be done with the R. Okay, apart from statistics, we can visualize. Okay, with the help of some of the codings, we can visualize the data. Okay, as the part I have told, that is exploratory data analysis. Okay, this can also be done with the use of R. You can see some of the applications of R, where the where the R is applied, and that is being using, that is they'll be using in banking sector, finance sector, e-commerce, social media, and healthcare sector. So these are the some of the applications of R. Okay, now we are going to see what is Python. Okay, Python is a programming language. Okay, this has been developed by Rudo van der Dussen in 1990s. Okay, Python is a popular programming language that is used for web application as well as data science operation. Okay, why Python? Python provides a large amount of libraries. Okay, that is libraries. In the libraries, we have a large and lakhs of functions. Okay, functions in the Python that appeal to the programmers and data science alike. Okay, it is highly readable. So with the we don't need not much of colon, semicolon, like the stuff. Okay, if you know a basic English, okay, that will be good enough to learn the Python. Okay, so Python is highly readable and easy to understand when compared to the other languages like C, C++. So that will be having most of the quotations, more open bracket, close bracket, like the things will be having. So when you compare to when you compare to the other language, Python is more easily we can get up. Okay, so that's the importance of Python and the applications. So the Python has been used in almost all the field. Okay, so it has been used in web and internet for development process, desktop applications, scientific and numeric thing, software development, in education field, business applications, so network programming, games, for making the games and 3D graphics. So these are some of the stuffs where the Python has been used. So what is a job opportunity? Okay, as I already told, there is a career flexibility thing in data scientist. So when you compare it to R, Python is far more better than R when compared to the job opportunities. You can clearly see here there is a hike, keep on raising hike in Python when compared to R. Okay, so there is a more job opportunities as there are more applications. Okay, has been developed using the Python programming. So Python has a more job opportunities when compared to R. So we can see the percentage of people switching. Okay, I will talk the thing about R and Python. No, so you can see there will be more people. The more percentage of people has been switching from R to Python. Okay, when we compared from Python to R. Okay, there is a large amount of people has been switching from R to Python. There's a small stats, and I've already told visualization tool. Okay, as a part of data scientist, visualization is the most important thing. So top BA tools for data visualization. I already told Tableau, ClickSense, ClickView, Microsoft Power BI, and SAP HANA. So these are some of the visualization tools. I've already told what is the usage of these tools. Okay, when you can take Tableau. Okay, in the Tableau, it is very easy to visualize the data. Okay, just we want to import the data. We will have certain number of tools, and there will be easy way to, okay, to predict which type of visualization can be used for the process. Okay, there will be a small highlighting will be there. Okay, so this type of data is well suited for histogram process and scatter plot. Okay, there are some of other types of visualizations will be there. So Tableau is a best suited. Okay, Tableau and Microsoft Power BI is well suited for visualization, the tools with the amount of data we have. And what is the scope? Okay, in the data coming future. So there are a lot of jobs for data scientists in India. So as of already told, the data has been developed, created every day with the amount. I already told 2.5 quintillion amount of data has been created. Okay, so we have to play with the data to get the insights of the data. So as a data scientist, you can see there is 2.9 million estimated jobs has been vacant in the data scientist. And recently the business report reveals 50,000 jobs in data science. Okay, and machine learning. This shows how the business analytics increased in India. Okay, uh, so as of the data has been collected in each and every field, that we have to analyze the data. Okay, so as of data scientist, there will be the great huge job market for data scientists. So you can see the salary in India. That is the basic start of the salary is 6,34,645 rupees. Okay, and you can learn up to $2,50,000. Okay, per year. And the job market. So data science brings you career flexibility. I've already told. Okay, can be Python or developer, machine learning engineer. So IBM predicts, okay, data science will grow by 2020. As I already told, we can earn up to 1.5 lakhs per annum with the amount of knowledge. Okay, the experience you have in the data science. So on Indeed.com is a job search website. The average data science salary for job posting in the US are 80 percentage higher than the average salaries of other job postings. Okay, you can just imagine. Okay, how the job market is there for a data scientist. So in software engineer, you can be a big data developer and machine learning engineer. So there will be managing and manipulating the informations from tremendous amount of data we have. So this is the small stats of job market we have for data science. Okay, so now we have come to the end of the sessions. So this is things which we have done in the data science field. Okay, thank you everyone for listening my webinar. Thank you.